Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We continue to react to the death of 18-time champion racehorse trainer in Jamaica and Hall of Fame inductee Wayne "The Kid" DaCosta. The 65-year-old, who was in intensive care for 3 weeks, died in the wee hours of Wednesday at the University Hospital of the West Indies. His family has not commented on the cause of his death. Now, DaCosta logged 2,290 wins in his storied career, which saw him register a record 13 straight Trainers' Championships. DaCosta logged his first winner, Windsor, back in 1977 and went on to train the winners of every major race on the Caymanas Park calendar. Iconic former Trinidadian trainer and owner Joe Hadid says a great horseman has left us. This is what Joe said. "I'm saddened to learn of the death of Wayne DaCosta. I got to know him very well coming to Jamaica. Besides his greatness in racing, he was a good human being and a very fair man with the highest integrity." And people like him are always a huge asset to racing, not only in Jamaica, but Caribbean racing. My deepest condolences to his family and the Jamaican racing fraternity. May he rest in peace. Joe Hadid there, former champion, trainer and owner in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, we are being joined on Zoom by the Jamaica former champion jockey, Emilio "Bimbo" Rodriguez, the man who partnered with DaCosta and the crack 3-year-old filly Thornbird to make 1984 a vintage year for all parties. And Emilio joins us now. Emilio, what do we call you? Bimbo, Chess, Willie Carson? What nickname are you going by today?
Boy, anything. Anything.
Yeah, sad that we are connecting on this note, Emilio. But were you aware of the medical difficulties Wayne DaCosta had been going through? You wrote so many winners for him. And what are your opening comments about his passing?
Yes, I was in touch with him, his son and his wife. You know, during the illness when he was in the hospital. So I'm kind of aware of what's going on with him. You know, I spoke to Jason the day before, or the day before I spoke to Jason and told him to keep in touch with me. I want to know what's going on with his father. You know, it's saddened to me, because me and Wayne come back from far away. We have good times, and.
Yeah. Emilio, you won your first jockey's title back in 1982, but you lost the championship in 1983 to Hubert Bartley. 1984 was a big year for you. You regained the championship. Your association with Thornbird and Wayne DaCosta's barn played a major role in you reclaiming the championship in 1984. What are your best memories of that year and the connections with Wayne DaCosta?
Thornbird was the big horse and that year, and I was riding for Wayne at that time, and it brings back a lot of memories. I've been a lot of races for him, and it's sad to know, I'm tearing up inside because I lost a great friend, and Wayne is a great person,
What made Wayne DaCosta such an outstanding and successful racehorse trainer, Emilio? Because we know the relationship that jockeys must have with trainers for a successful partnership, because the trainer depends on the rider to give him the necessary feedback so he can make the right decisions with the horse. But jockeys also, take, comments and views from trainers as to exactly how you want to go about your business with horses. What made Wayne DaCosta such a successful horseman?
I tell you about Wayne. Although he is a champion trainer and he know what he's doing, he still take talent from anybody. He listen to you. If I come in on a horse and I said, Wayne, this horse not feeling well, he listen and he go back to the stable and he go over the horse and he will come back and say, well, I found the problem and everything. And if even I tell him, said, Wayne, don't gallop this horse this morning, Wayne will listen to me and hear what I say to him. So it's not like he's a champion trainer. I say I know all and everything. That's one thing with Wayne. He listen to his riders, especially if he have the confidence in his riders who on his horse.
All right, Bimbo, we're going to be joined by, well, we are joined by a longtime friend and collaborator of Wayne DaCosta, Karl Angell. Karl is the executive editor of operations at the Jamaica Observer. Karl Angell, good afternoon. Welcome to the SportsMax Zone.
Good afternoon. Bimbo, how are you doing?
Not too bad, Carl. How are you?
Lance, good afternoon.
Yeah. Karl, when talking about Wayne DaCosta, you've known him, you've called him a friend for a very, very long time. We want you to talk to us about the early days, the early DaCosta that you met, that you knew.
I met Wayne at the close of the 1980s. At that time, he was already champion trainer in 1984. The claimant system was just coming in, and many people thought that would have been his demise, but he quickly adapted to the claimant system. I don't know if you remember Derek Smith, who is probably his longest standing owner, a horse by the name of Paxtecum, then Master Blaster, and others, and he rode through the early stages of the claimant system very well. And I believe somewhere, somehow, he found a way, and then, as Lance said earlier, he became champion trainer for 13 years straight, and overall 18 times he has worn the crown as the champion trainer.
Yeah, I remember Paxtecum very well. That was a gelding by the Peacemaker, had some keen battles with Norman Palmer's Peaceful Exile, both those two P's. And yes, I remember that one very well from the Wayne DaCosta stables. You spoke about DaCosta's mastery of the claiming system, Karl, and you had a very close view to see how DaCosta evolved over time. So there have been many great trainers who had eras when they were outstanding in. But after Wayne tasted success as a champion trainer for the second time following the victory, landmark victory in 1984, he just kept winning and winning and winning. What did you see as the key, the foundation of his evolution over time at Caymanas Park?
The basis of the evolution came from his mastery of understanding the whole racing game. He realized that in time, to win championships, he could not do it with claiming. He had to get good yearlings from the farm, from the sale. He had to get good owners, and people rallied behind him. And he used his expertise, went to the farms, got the yearlings, and of course, he bought horses in the sale. You can remember the sale, the virtual sale that just ended last November. He spent quite a bit of money on a filly, which was quite unlike him for.
Yes.
Yeah, but the mastery judge came with his knowledge of racing. His knowledge of racing went deep. Every aspect of it, not on the track, off the track, everywhere. On the farm, he had a deep knowledge of the sport, and that propelled him to the heights that he reached in the end.
And you speak of owners who've been loyal to him and very supportive over time. You mentioned Derek Smith. We can talk about Carlton Watson of relatively recent times. And we can even go back to before Carlton Watson and talk about Alexander Haber, a man who supplied him with several outstanding horses, especially several importees, Karl, because Wayne realized that you had to rule the overnight allowance level, you had to rule the graded stakes level. The talent on the ground was thin where native breds were concerned. So he imported a lot of foreigners who earned a lot of the money that helped him to win back-to-back championships.
Yes, as you mentioned, owners, you mentioned some, and I agree with you, but you cannot leave out 1996 War Zone Ed Thomas.
Yes.
You cannot leave out Von White. Sir Von was one of the foreigners that you speak about. You can't leave out Jeffrey Mordecai, right? And those people have been with him for so long. It is unbelievable. But that goes to the keep and care, to use a horse racing term or a husbandry term, that Wayne gave to both his horses and his owners.
Yeah. Emilio, finally, we are out of time, Emilio, but I mean, 1984 was a great year for yourself, for Thornburg, for Bowden Estates, for the owners Fast Lane, and for Wayne DaCosta. And together, you and the trainer achieved so much more. What's the last thing you want to say in memory of the great horseman?
Yeah, me and Wayne have some good times, and I can remember one at a time, when I was exercising a horse for him. I was just bringing back some little memories and little things, This filly he had, you remember that filly? I don't remember that filly name, where controversial with the government and that horse to run in that race. That I don't remember that filly. She was getting stale, and I was working the horse one day, and he said to me that, do that. I said, Wayne, leave me alone with the horse and everything. And Wayne looked at me and said, who teach you to ride? It's me teach you to ride, So, those are the memories of Wayne I have there, And, it's a loss for me, although, as well, and the racing industry.
Yeah, here you're paying, Emilio, and we're all feeling it. Thank you very much for speaking with us. Thank you for taking time. We'll be in touch because there's a lot more racing to talk about, and we appreciate your contribution this afternoon.
Not a problem.
Thank you, Karl. Thank you, Karl Angell. All the best to you as well.
Have a good evening, all.
Yep. So, yeah, the racing fraternity continues to react. One person who commented beneath the video we posted on YouTube yesterday from yesterday's program said, "Why are you guys saying that the racing fraternity is numb? How do you know this?" And I'm saying, well, you didn't listen to the report. We said the racing stakeholders report feeling numb because when we went to Caymanas Park, when we received calls from people, when we called other people, they said, there were enough people who said, I'm feeling numb right now, to make our descriptor of numbness as the sensation being felt by racing stakeholders upon hearing that Wayne DaCosta had died to be very accurate in the situation. So we don't take these things lightly and use words out of turn, especially when we're talking about the death of someone who has been loved by so many.